For decades, we've been told that raw milk is dangerous. The government has outright banned its sale in Canada, and mainstream health officials warn against it. But is raw milk really the health risk they claim, or is there more to the story? In this video, I'll explain why I drink raw milk, the differences between raw and pasteurized milk, how to bring it into Canada from the United States legally, and what the government isn't telling you about dairy. Hello. Today I'm going to be going to the state of New York and buying raw milk. I'm going to be driving about 2.5 hours to secure the package. I've done this once before and I got 5 half-gallon jars of this. And I'm looking forward to doing it again. I'm just going to show the process of going over the border to the States from Canada and bringing raw milk over the border. And just showing how it goes, and also talking about raw milk a little bit. Maybe a little specifically the kind that I'm getting. Alright, now I am
For about 32 kilometers. Continue straight.
about 55 minutes away. Nice. So when I was going over the border, what I said my reason was for going over was I'm going to a dairy farm to get some fresh milk. And then they ask something like, oh, why that's particularly? I would just, well, in Canada you can't get unpasteurized milk. It's for personal consumption or for my pets. You could say either or. And that should work. That should just get you through, because you're not lying. You're telling the truth. You don't have to lie to get over. I would never endorse breaking the law unless the law is stupid. Meh.
That's so cool.
Look at this view. The raw milk I got comes from Jersey cows, a breed known for producing milk with 25% more butterfat than Holstein cows, making it richer and creamier, with higher nutritional content, including more fat-soluble vitamins, A, D, E, and K2. Jersey cows produce mostly A2 protein, which many believe is easier to digest than A1 protein found in conventional dairy. There's some debate over whether A2 milk truly reduces inflammation, but many people, including myself, find it gentler on digestion. Raw milk is controversial, but when sourced correctly, it offers several advantages over pasteurized milk. I choose it because it has more bioavailable nutrients. Pasteurization slightly reduces heat-sensitive vitamins like B12 and folate, while raw milk retains its full enzyme profile. Raw milk is better on digestion. Some people tolerate raw milk better than pasteurized milk, possibly due to lactase-producing bacteria and intact enzymes. Raw milk has higher CLA and omega-3s. When cows eat grass instead of grain, their milk has a better omega-3 to omega-6 ratio, which may support heart health. That said, I would never drink raw milk from just any source. If the cows are packed together in close quarters, mainly fed grain, and live in unsanitary conditions, that milk is far more likely to carry harmful bacteria. Pasteurization was introduced to prevent disease outbreaks caused by contaminated milk in the early 1900s. Today it's required in Canada because raw milk can contain bacteria like E. coli, Salmonella, and Listeria. However, that doesn't mean all raw milk is dangerous. In countries like France, Germany, and Italy, raw milk is legally sold with strict hygiene regulations. In the US, it's legal in some states but banned in others. What many people don't realize is that pasteurization doesn't make factory farmed milk healthy. It just makes it safer to drink. The problem isn't raw versus pasteurized milk, it's how the cows are raised. Now, I'm not saying raw milk is 100% risk-free. If it's not properly handled, it can contain harmful bacteria. That's why I take precautions. I trust the source. The farm where I get raw milk is quite a small farm, and they prioritize hygiene. The cows are pasture raised. I store my milk properly. It's kept cold or below 4 degrees Celsius to prevent bacterial growth. I consume it within a safe time frame, which is typically within a week for maximum freshness, and if I'm not going to be drinking it within a week, I might just leave it in the fridge a little longer, or I might freeze it. For people with weak immune systems like infants, the elderly, or those with health conditions, raw milk might not be worth the risk. For me, the benefits outweigh the concerns. And if I get sick, I will definitely let you know, because I don't want anyone else getting sick. Many of you may be asking if there's more benefits to raw milk than pasteurized milk. Why is raw milk illegal in Canada? If raw milk is so dangerous, why do so many countries allow it with regulations? The reality is, it's about control, not just safety. In Canada, the government bans raw milk sales due to health concerns, but it allows factory farm dairy that requires pasteurization to be drinkable. In places where raw milk is legal, farmers follow strict sanitation rules and people are free to choose what they consume. I think people should be free to choose what they consume, even if there is some risks. The FDA once tried to shut down a raw milk Amish farm, even though no one got sick from their milk, raising questions about whether this is about public health or corporate interests. I'm not saying that every glass of raw milk is safe, but people should have the right to choose high-quality raw milk from responsible farmers. It's interesting when you can go to a convenience store nowadays and get alcohol and cigarettes and processed food, but you can't get a drink that has some risk to it and more benefits. After I returned to Canada and crossed over the border, when they asked where I came from and what I did, I explained to them that I went to a dairy farm to get some dairy that was about an hour and a half drive into the state. When they asked why that farm specifically and what my purpose was, I said the cows there are fed healthier foods and the milk is fresher. And the milk is for personal consumption, not for sale. You don't have to specifically say that it's not for sale, but you should say that it's for personal consumption or for pet consumption. When they ask how much I spent on the milk, I said $20. And depending on your source, it might cost $20 for the amount of milk you get. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. But the law is $20 or less, or 20 kilograms or less of dairy products being brought over the border. And when they asked me how many liters I bought, I just said that I got 5 half-gallon jars of milk, because last time I went over the border, they had no problem with this. I actually did get 6, but once again, this is for personal consumption, so it's a victimless crime. And if the Canadian government has a problem with me drinking raw milk, they should try some for themselves. At the end of the day, I drink raw milk because it's more nutritious and less processed than store-bought dairy. I trust the farm where I get it, and I feel better drinking it compared to pasteurized milk. This video isn't medical advice, it's just my experience and research. If you want to try raw milk, do your own research, find a good source, and know the risks. If you're skeptical and you think everything I said is complete nonsense and you think I'm an idiot, good for you. But you might not have done your own research, and you might only have looked at the research from one end of the spectrum, from the end that wants raw milk completely gone, wiped off the face of the earth. Maybe don't be so biased. Would you drink raw milk? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thanks for watching.